Hello everyone. I have not done a car vlog. I don't think I've ever done one in this car. This car is, my camera's shaking a little, and this car is a more, it's a smaller car. It's convertible, so it's more sporty. Whereas typically, I think the last time I car vlogged, that was more of a floaty, a floaty. I hope that makes, like a boat floats. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I thought maybe you could keep me company a little bit. I am on my way from home to Northwestern Hospital in the city, Chicago, in case you're new and you don't know that I'm in the area of Chicago. Lived in suburbs. Born and raised in the city. Love the city. And so I'm going down to Northwestern. My husband, my son, took him this morning. He was admitted for his third round of chemo. His chemo is such that he actually has to be admitted. Most people go, sit in a chemo infusion room, kind of a group activity, so to speak. He has to be admitted, and he goes for 3 days because he has 3 treatments, and they have to be 24 hours apart. So he should be released late Friday, assuming, he doesn't spike a fever or whatever. And so that's where I am. It's about, what time is it? 3:50. So I'm, if you live in a large metropolitan area, you know that there is traffic all the time. Inbound, outbound, it doesn't matter. It's still a little bit okay, but I'm still kind of out in the suburbs. I'm not, I hope it's not shaking too much. Anyway, I've had a real problem finding a camera holder for the car. I have the iPhone, what do I have? Bigger iPhone? What's it called? I don't know. Anyway, the bigger iPhone, size-wise, 6, 7S. I'm sorry, I don't know. And it keeps flopping. Every time I find a holder, the weight of it flops, or it won't open wide enough. Costco had these on a really great deal. They were a 2-pack, and they were, on a special at Costco. And so far it's not flopping, but I see that it's kind of wobbling. So I apologize for that. And what else can I say? So today is my 37th wedding anniversary. And last year, as we were celebrating our 36th, did I ever in a million years think that on my 37th I'd be driving to Northwestern for my husband to get chemo, being in stage 4? No. You often hear or see people post on Facebook, or you'll read a saying, live each day as though it were your last, or make sure you tell the people in your life you love them every day because you never know what tomorrow brings. And you would think I would really be a proponent of that, but it's even now, and he feels good, his appetite is good, he's active, he still has no use of his right arm, but no, I shouldn't say that, his right hand. His arm is much more functional. Doesn't help him open a bottle of water, but he's doing things more independently than, let's say, a few months ago. But let's face it, it's stage 4 of a very aggressive cancer. This, the outlook is not great. But it's still, it's hard to live your life, making sure every single day counts, or that you always, I think if you have lived a life of love and respect and joy and together in it through thick and thin, you know that. You know that. You don't, you know that. So anyway, don't ever feel guilty when you say that. And trust me, coming from me, who is facing this possibility head on, it's not about, I'm in bumper to bumper traffic, great. Just about bumper to bumper. I need to get over a few. It breaks up. Anyway, not the subject. if I were going that way, but I'm going this way. So, you know, all I'm saying is that it's about your life. And let's see, what else can I say? 37 years. Does it feel like, you know, I think our generation is the generation that refuses to get old. You know, there have been so many technological advancements, medical advancements. A lot of the rules have been thrown out the window. Women certainly have become so much more empowered, successful, being able to, you know, stay home, be a mom, or go out and conquer the world. You know, just, I just think we're the generation that doesn't want to get old. Not that we don't want to get old, we're not getting old. We're just staying young and doing things and dressing and enjoying. And as I said, this technology has come such a long way. It keeps us connected, keeps us learning. I think more than anything, it keeps us learning. It gives us the opportunity to hear very different viewpoints from all over the world, from all age groups. You know, I'm friends. Oh, there's a little accident here. I'm friends with people from, you know, most all over the world. And there's no shoulder, so that's kind of a problem. Poor guys. I wonder how it happened though, because it's not. Well, it is a little bumper to bumper. Anyway, so you know, I think that is the other thing, is that it's keeping us, our brains thinking, exposed to very different viewpoints. The world has opened up. Diversity has opened up, and there's you know, please, there's a lot of people still, you know, stuck in the mud, and but for many of us who take advantage of that, and if you're watching me, you're watching YouTube videos, it just keeps the brain going, you know, whereas it's not just all the same thing, you know, anyway. And you have to constantly learn technology, you know, just to keep up with the kids' homework, or, you know, your career. So I'm babbling. So yeah, so today is my 37th wedding anniversary. I had a beautiful wedding. The day was beautiful. We honeymooned in San Francisco at the Sheraton, right at Fisherman's Wharf. And I don't know if it's still there, obviously. We had such a good time. We drove up and down the coast a little bit. We went up to wine country, although at that point in my life I didn't even, like, I didn't drink wine. I was drinking, I don't even know what I was drinking at that point, you know. Annie of Green Boom Farm, I don't even know, Lancers. I mean, that was all wine, but you know what I mean. I certainly didn't appreciate Napa Valley as much as I would today. And then we went down the coast, Route 1. We went down to Carmel, but spent most of our time in San Francisco. We had such a good time, and the wedding was a great time, and flowers, you know, just everything about it was a beautiful day. It was really a beautiful day. The only thing, well, it wasn't a perfect, I mean, there's a lot of stories. I could do a story time about my wedding day. I was 35 minutes late to the church. Yeah, 35 minutes late to the church. And that was before cell phones. You know, I couldn't call anyone and say XYZ has happened. There's a story behind that. But the biggest thing is, I was very insistent on our cake that it be filled with fresh strawberries. I didn't want that jelly filling. I wanted fresh strawberries in a glaze, but I didn't want like strawberry preserves. And wedding cakes were nothing like they are today, where you go for cake tastings, and I have to be honest, all these cake tastings, these cakes are not, they're prettier than they are delicious. Do you know what I mean? I wanted a delicious cake. I remember I ordered it from a Polish bakery. It was so good, but it was too heavy. So back then you often had pillars in between the layers. It was kind of like literally a, you know, now it's like one layer on top of the other, but back then it was popular to have pillars, as well as that little bride and groom at the top. Wonder where it is. Anyway, and the cake was just, so the pillars were falling into the bottom, and these poor servers, the wait staff, were, you know, because the cake arrived to the reception venue before we did. And I walked in and they're like, your cake is falling apart. I'm like, what? And it was one of the few things I was really fussy about. Well, yeah, I would say it was one of the few. I was all about the cake. Who's not about cake? And the strawberries, like, they clearly listened to me. The strawberry, it was, oh my gosh, it was the most delicious cake. So my cake was in 2 pieces only, which is fine, you know. The important thing is we both said I do, even though I was 35 minutes late. And anyway, so I'm babbling. It's 10 minutes. I'm glad you kept me a little bit of company. I've been shopping and hauling. I probably should do a haul video. And I'll probably video some more. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be going to Sephora 3 days at Northwestern. And if you've been watching my videos, you know it's like that Mag Mile, so shopping galore. And that's about it. So I hope this wasn't too bumpy. Thank you for keeping me a little bit of company. I've probably got another hour and a half, 2 hours to go because of this traffic. And the thing about Northwestern, for those, you know, obviously most of you wouldn't know this, is that once you get into downtown Chicago, you know, Chicago is a geographically large city, so you reach Chicago, but then you've got to go virtually to the lake. So you are going into the downtown area and all the way to literally to the lake. I've shown videos, I think, on Facebook, or that we have a view that's unbelievable. And my husband said the view, I can't imagine the view getting any better, but he said he's probably got the really primo view of Lake Michigan. And so you have to get through downtown, over Michigan Avenue, park the car in the parking structure, and the Northwestern itself is massive. You know, there's all these, what are they called? Not pedways, but like bridges that connect, enclosed, what the heck is the word? That enclose one building to another, to the parking structure. I mean, you could walk for blocks and blocks and blocks and never be outside. And so that alone, just finding a place in this parking structure, getting out, walking to where you need to be, but getting across the downtown area of the city, because you're on the highway all the way there and then you exit in the downtown area. I love it though. I have to tell you, I love it. I love my city. I love going into the city. I love driving. That's not true. I would rather be driven. Let me adjust my tiara. I would rather be driven anywhere, but I do enjoy driving, and I drive, you know, rush hour. It's what it is. It is what it is. When, you know, it's one of the many things that it's just part of life. It's funny, I'll be watching videos anyway of what other people consider traffic, and I'm thinking, honey, but you know, it's not what we're used to. Have you had fun listening to me babble? I hope you have. So I'll keep you posted. Maybe do a little check-in somewhere over the course of the next 3 days. And maybe add some photos. I don't know what time I get there. If the lake, you know, the sun isn't out today. So the lake, although it will be beautiful, anyway, love Lake Michigan. It's in my heart. Have a great day wherever you are. Celebrate life. That's it. Bye. Okay, I mentioned earlier it was my 37th wedding anniversary. Look, I walk in his room, and would you look at these flowers? Oh my gosh, the vase is so... And he got me too an orchid. And he's not supposed to have flowers in the room at all. Big no... Oops, his IV's going off. Sorry. Woo, I'm causing a commotion, honey. Oh... This woman is blessed. And let's see, what's the view? Oh, primo view. Sun will be out hopefully tomorrow, and you'll see even more of it. Or bluer, I should say.